Hey dudes and chicks and neither, if those rules don't apply to you. My name is Katie. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna do a makeup look. To go see my friend in jail. Okay, so I'm gonna use my Zoeva 231. And I'm going to use my Morphe Boss Mood palette. And I'm going to start with this color right here. It's called Transformer. And I'm going to go put that in the outer V. So yeah, I'm going to see my friend in jail. Well, hopefully, you know, it's first come, first serve, and I have to drive to another town to go see him, so I don't know if it's going to work out, but I used to have a crush on him. Well, I obviously probably still do to some extent, otherwise I wouldn't be driving to another fucking town to see him, would I? But I knew he was going to use. He was clean for a little while, and while he was clean, I knew he wasn't going to make it, so that didn't really stop me from pursuing him, but my higher power did. Oh, guess what? My battery is about to die. Okay, I'm back, and I've already gone too much with this. Too much. Fuck. This brush was too big. So yeah, it just seemed like every time I went to go do something to like act on the compulsion with this person, something ended up happening that like I wasn't ever able to quite pull it off. So he would get called into work or something. It just never ended up happening. And I knew I was dodging a bullet, but he's just so dang cute. Not irresistible, though. He's not that fucking cute. I mean, he's pretty cute, but he's pretty emotionally inept. And so for me, that's like, I don't know. That doesn't fly for me today. It's difficult for me to admit that because all the qualities that I really enjoy in a guy are like, usually like go hand in hand with emotional, like disconnectedness. Okay. I need to stop or I'm going to flip the fuck out. I'm going to use this Wet n Wild blending brush and I'm going to pull a huge no-no. And I'm going to go into this color orange right here. It's like, it's called Red Carpet, so it's like not exactly like straight up orange. Maybe I should go into, yeah, I lied. I'm going into this red right here, FOTD. Whatever the fuck that means. And I'm going to use that to blend out this purple. I'm just going to go half on. I don't like this brush. I don't know why, whenever I look at a palette, like the most uncooperative looks seem to just scream at me. I'm like, oh, that looks like it won't work. Maybe I should try it. Not to mention the fact that I wanted to look kind of like not that crazy. This town's like country fucking, well, not really. It's a reservation, but it's pretty fucking podunky. I went there one time to visit my ex-boyfriend's family, and the girl, like, one of his sisters didn't even know what Hastings was. Hastings was almost like being torn down and outdated and totally out of style, and she hadn't even heard of it yet. It's like, what the fuck is this fucking place? Only in Montana, dude. Now, I'm gonna really fuck everything up, and I'm probably gonna end up having to fucking erase this whole fucking video because I'm just fucking going crazy here. But where is it? There you are. Alright, I'm going to use my Zoeva 221, and I'm going to go into the color, well actually I'm going to go into the color Red Carpet like again, and kind of just blend out that edge. See how much of a difference this brush makes. I shouldn't have used that shitty brush. Yeah, so anyway, I just never ended up fooling around with this dude because every time I would try, I wasn't trying that hard. If I would have been trying, I mean, addicts have like appetites that are like precision appetites. When an addict gets clean, there's no stopping them. If they decide they want something, they just go after it with everything they have, and everything they have is a lot. So anyway, if I would have really wanted it, I would have gotten it, but I didn't. I wasn't that fucking determined about it. Anyway, it's kind of sad he's in jail now, but I always knew that that's where it was going to end for him. He didn't. He thought he had it. That's kind of the thing about addicts. They always think they have it. Alright, I'm going to go into Play It Cool, this brown color right here. Let's see what happens. Oh, this is my Kaleidos S1, I think. Yeah, S1. But now it's looking like he's going to prison. It's fucking sad. He wasn't what I would call a nice guy, but he seemed to have a lot of potential, and I have issues with that. Like, I'm always like falling for potential. I'm going to use my Morphe M506. Like, I'll see potential in a person and like really tend to like gravitate towards, you know, well, it's not even necessarily potential. I'll like gravitate towards the good qualities in people without considering the weight of the liabilities, right? I don't think they're not bad. It's not bad. It's just their liabilities. We've all got them. So anyway, now he's in jail. Probably ain't coming back for a long fucking time. I just went to a convention of NA here in Montana. We've got about probably, I don't know, 10 or 12 of them every year, and I usually go to the same 5 or so. And the speaker was talking about, the speaker has like, I don't know, 11 years clean. He had 11 years clean, and I know him pretty well. He lives on the same reservation as the one I'm going to see this dude. And he talked about how every time he would use, he would just go straight to that criminal element. Right? And so to other people, which is fine, to regular people, what they see is a criminal. And the thing about that is that I'm going to use my Zoeva 228 instead of that Wet n Wild brush. The reason why is because whenever we start using, we just like get like so locked into this like isolated space where we're like, everything we're doing is against the law, and we don't have the money to do what we want to do, and fucking nobody wants to be around us. We're just like these fucking, the dirty fucking secret, the underbelly, as I've heard it referred to. Anyway, fuck, that looks pretty as fuck. Yeah, so I guess the long and short of it is like we get so locked in this like dirty, filthy fucking underground world where we're so disconnected from anything that's like good when we're using, that we just like, I don't know, and that looks different for everybody. For me, I didn't really commit crimes per se, even though using is a crime. I believe that like as long as using is a crime, it just makes criminals out of people who maybe wouldn't be criminals, but don't come for me. And I'm just going back into all of these colors and just dipping into them so I can like kind of reinforce everything and get my blend a little better. And it's really coming together. Like, It makes criminals out of people who wouldn't necessarily be criminals. I wasn't necessarily a criminal. I was never able to work when I was using, well, not never, I did sometimes, but I'm going to use my Zoeva 221. I think I kind of fucked up my brushes just like sitting here shooting the shit or whatever. And then I'm going back into that color Play It Cool to kind of just get the outside. So I guess he committed a burglary, which is a crime. Yeah, I didn't, my crimes were always about drug dealing. I was a drug dealer. I know, that's a crime. I didn't necessarily commit crimes like thieving. I mean, I stole shit sometimes. But that wasn't really my MO, you know what I mean? I had a boyfriend when I was really young who was really into stealing. And he always got caught. Well, no, he did not always get caught. But the amount of times that he did get caught caused so much fucking damage that I just knew better than to do that kind of shit. Plus, my mom taught me the only thing worse than a thief is a liar. That was kind of the way that I grew up. The only thing worse than a thief is a liar. So, I mean, with those two things, like my boyfriend who got into so much trouble, I mean, I had to leave him because he, like, got caught for stealing so often that, like, I couldn't even stay with him anymore because he was always in trouble and he would lie to me because I was such a fucking controlling bitch back then. And then I would be, like, so brokenhearted that he would lie to me, but it kind of just goes with the lifestyle, I guess. And so does jail. You know, it's funny to me, though, like, now that I have recovery, and knowing that recovery is the solution to all that, it's weird to me to think about how much of a contributor I am to society today and how much things I do that are actually really good. I would have spent the rest of my life in jail because I couldn't get recovery. So that's the you know, that's the big thing is, like, anyone who knows me today, like, probably, you know, like, knows, like, I'm an okay person. Like, I'm a pretty good person. I'm, like, a pretty hard worker, and, like, I help people, you know, and, so, yeah, and the thing is that if I, wouldn't have gotten recovery, I would just still be, using, and everybody would think I'm this fucking piece of shit, right? And no one would ever even know that I have all these, like, pretty decent qualities about that, you know. Alright, I'm going to use my Zoeva 227 reluctantly, and I'm going to dip back into that color Red Carpet and just, use it to smoke out that lower lid. And go back in with my Zoeva 228 in the color Red Carpet. And then my Zoeva 221 in the color Play It Cool. And use that to just blend out everything. Alright, now I'm going to use my Morphe JH30, this my big brush, to just blend everything nicely. And then, okay, yeah, no, I've got it. You know, okay, so at first I was like, this does not look very good, but watch this. I'm going to use a ABH brush to put on my NYX glitter primer. And then I'm going to go in with my Kaleidos S4 into the color Hot Stuff. I wonder if this is going to do it. Oh yeah. Ooh, that's killer. And then my Morphe M506, and just blend that into that dark purple. And I'm just going to take a little bit more of that dark purple. Yeah, so yeah, I would have spent my whole life in jail if I wouldn't have gotten recovery. I know that a lot of people think that that's a choice that I made, but it's not. It actually just is a matter of luck, or yeah, call it whatever you want. But like, I tried to get clean one time before in Narcotics Anonymous, and I used, and I had a baby, and once I used, I couldn't stop. I mean, I fucking tried everything, and I just, every time I would think, I'm never using again. And then like 20 minutes later, I would be like, oh, I'm fucking using again. And I had this baby because I had my daughter when I was in recovery the first time, right? And I relapsed. And so I had this baby, and I kept like, I tried everything that I could. I tried everything. I got into NA. I did everything I could to quit using. But every time I would just make a decision that I was never going to do it again, then something would scratch at my brain, and I would use again. And it just kept happening, and it was just like every time I'm going to quit, and then I'm like, okay, I'll quit next time. Okay, I'll quit next time. And I don't know why, that is, but this looks really fucking pretty though. So what happened was I got sent away. I got sent away to a shitty treatment program that, it was like so difficult to get through that treatment program that like, I just was like, I was in there long enough that I didn't have to use again. And it really didn't have anything to do with me. It had to do with me just being lucky enough to get sent away for a really long time. But the thing about it is, okay, so I tried to get clean the first time in NA, but I didn't like do what everybody told me to do because I thought I had it. Why would I do what everybody told me to do? Because I thought I had it, which is what exactly my friend that's sitting in jail right now, he thought he had it. So why would he do what everybody asked him to do? So anyway, yeah, so I sat there for a really long time, and when I got out, what had happened was when I got sent away, I had gotten enough experience in NA the first time that even though I didn't do what everybody told me to do, and even though I went about everything wrong, I'd had enough knowledge and experience to like use treatment to the best, to my fullest ability. And then I'm going to put some of this on my lower lid with my spray. And so by the time I got to treatment, I knew a thing or two about recovery from NA. And so I was able to use treatment and get out and go back to NA and do what I needed to do to stay clean. But that's just pure luck, because most of the people I know, they just get sent to prison over and over and over again, and they don't get sent to treatment. Like, they've probably been to prison 15 times before anyone says this guy needs treatment. And the reason why is because, like, okay, so my friend that's sitting in jail right now, he committed a burglary. So that doesn't look like a drug problem to people. That looks like a criminal problem to people. And so, but the thing about it is, like, when he was clean, he was like shooting buffalo for the elders and shit. Like, he was like doing all this shit. Like, he would go out and cut Christmas trees down for his whole entire community. Like, he's like this really great guy. He would shoot buffalo. He would donate one to the elders, one to the school, and keep one for himself. Like, he's this crazy, amazing fucking person. But like, he gets high one fucking time and goes straight down the shitter. And so like, yeah, he committed a burglary, and to you guys or to them, like, that looks like he's a criminal. But what we know with addicts is that that's an addiction problem, right? Because that's what happens to us when we use. We become somebody that we're not, and we do things that we would never fucking do if we weren't using. So yeah, hopefully, like, he can just go do his stint and get out and get recovery. But what happens to a lot of people is they just go to prison, and it just reinforces this lifestyle, right? And so you go to prison, especially, I feel like this is especially true in the men's prison, that there's so much pressure, just the same as in real life, right? There's so much pressure on males to like hold up this facade, and you know, the rules in prison are real, dude. It's like racism and fucking all this shit. I'm going into the color Light of the Party as my inner corner highlight, and I'm also going to use that to highlight my brow bone. It really goes with this palette, doesn't it? So yeah, like, he's just this really, like, I mean, like I say, he didn't have the best personality, but like, there was things about him that I just found so interesting. And I really wanted to go shoot a buffalo with him, but I knew that he wasn't going to stay clean long enough to ever fulfill that promise, which he did, you know. And so for me, I know what addiction looks like, and I know what addiction takes from you, and it's basically your fucking dignity. Like, people think that they have some fucking judgment on addicts. Like, fuck, we hate ourselves. And it takes a really long time to undo that damage, right? Anyway, so he's fucking, I hope that he's able to go to prison and then get out and like be like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do what you guys say this time, because that's what the fuck I did. And I had just had enough experience in Narcotics Anonymous when I got sent away to know what I needed to do while I was there. Because a lot of people, they go to treatment, and fuck, I was in a 9-month treatment program. It took me 90 days just to get the denial off of me. It was like on me. Like, I was like, fuck you guys, I don't need to be here. You guys need to fucking be here. No, my daughter wasn't better off without me. And like, all these lies that like I actually believed. And so it took me 93 days. On the 93rd day, I looked at a girl and I was like, it feels really good to finally feel like I don't have to convince you guys that I don't need to be here. It just was like, I can't explain it, but it was like so fucking strong for me to like fucking try to deny my need for treatment. Okay, should I go shimmery eyeliner? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I'm going to use my Urban Decay gel liner in the color Lucky in my waterline, and this is going to be so fucking cool looking. And so at that point, when like the denial like got off of me, I was able to get to work and start like doing the work that I needed to do in treatment to be able to succeed when I got out. But if that took 90 days and most treatment programs are 60, then what the fuck are we doing here, right? So anyway, I hope that he goes to prison and has had enough experience in NA that when he gets out, he just knows where to come. Because if not, then he's just going to spend the rest of his life in prison. And he's the kind of guy who shoots buffalo for his tribe and like, you know, fucking cuts down 100 fucking Christmas trees for everybody and fixes everybody's cars. And he has a tow truck and he tows everybody's rigs. And he's actually, I mean, his personality's like pretty blasé, but he's like actually kind of an extraordinary person. And so I hope that he gets lucky like I got lucky, because we are the lucky ones. People don't get to get clean and get recovery and get amazing lives and get YouTube channels and fucking go to whatever fucking school they want to, and like just, it's just, I don't know. That's not the life of most addicts. Most addicts are fucked. They're fucked from the gate. Most of them are trauma survivors. They're fucked before they're even born. That's the fucked up thing. Okay, I'm going to put on mascara and I'll be back with the finished look. So, this is the final look. What do you think? Is it, I mean, am I going to freak my friend out? Is he going to be like, what the fuck? No, he's not going to be like that. I don't think he thinks that much about shit. So basically, I use my Kush mascara. I use my Lime Crime Lip Glaze in the color Fern. I went to go put it in my pocket of these pants, and it's fake. It's a fake-ass fucking pocket. Fucking bullshit. Fucking lady pants, man. Anyway, so yeah, I'm excited to go see him. I hope I get in. I hope you know, right? They're not like really doing anything to like help you actually be able to support people in the jail system. Like I called the other day and I was like, how do you go about coming to visit? And they're like, we don't take reservations. It's first come, first serve. And then the inmate decides if he can see you, which is fine. I mean, he can decide whether or not he wants to see me. I don't care, but I'm driving like an hour and a half to go on the off chance that I might be the first one there, and I'm not going to go there and sit there for like a half an hour to guarantee that I'm the first one there or whatever. And so, yeah, I don't know. It just seems like bullshit. Like in most jails, you just like call and reserve the visit, right? And so, yeah, they don't take reservations on the reservation. Anyway, I'm excited to see him. I hope he can get clean and stay clean. I hope that prison doesn't make it worse. He might not even go to prison. Who knows? In Montana, the prison system is disproportionately populated with Native Americans. And so, I mean, that's true across the nation for what, like the primary minority ethnic group in all the states, like across the board. Like states are disproportionately filled with minorities, and in Montana that minority just so happens to be Native Americans. And so yeah, he might not go to prison, but honestly, like, it seems like unless he has a good attorney, he's probably going to go to prison, because Native Americans go to prison a lot in Montana, is the point of my story. And also you know, once you get locked in the criminal justice system, it's so fucking hard to dig your way out. Everything's a law infraction. They just make it just is impossible. It's just impossible. I discharged a 12-year sentence, and so it took me, you know, a really long time to get clean. I was on parole. I got, my original sentence was 10 years, and I got 2 years added on after probably my second violation. And both of my violations were relapses. And so it took me, I got 8 years on February, and I got sentenced in 2006. So in 2020, I got 8 years clean. So basically that's how long it took me to get 8 years clean. 14 years it took me to get 8 years clean. So yeah, we could do better, I think, by making recovery more available, but you gotta want it. You gotta want it. It's hard to convince drug addicts that there's something better than drugs, especially when they can't get right. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. You guys could have been anywhere, but you were here listening to me prattle the fuck on, and I appreciate you so much. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, hang out with me in the comments. I'll let you guys know what happened. Bye.